we thought we would go and we talk to people and they wouldn't really get it, so we'd have to really dive into it and explain. But 95% of the people we talk to is like they can relate in some sort of way to what we're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
And for us, we took that, especially because this was in the tech side community, where this is validation for us. Like, this is people beyond our friends and family.
Yeah.
This is just people who are in the tech field.
And that could talk circles around us when it comes to the beeps and the boops, the zeros and the ones.
We're not there yet. Well, we are there now, actually. We're getting there.
We're getting there. We're getting better at talking. That's another thing. It's like the more you put yourself out there, the more people are going to ask you questions.
Mm-hmm.
And the more you're either going to be like, oh, I know how to answer this question, or, oh, dang, I don't know the answer to this question. I should probably do research on.
And then you know where to go the next step. And then you grow that much more knowledgeable on. Yeah. For us, it's simple.
It's, man, that's a really good point. Like, when you're putting yourself out there, it's a really good way to gauge your own understanding and your own ability to do what you say that you're trying to do. Because people will call you out because they're not being mean. They're just curious. And they'll poke holes where you didn't know holes existed. Yeah. And the idea then to make the most of that is to not be defensive, but to say, okay, this is something that I need to learn. I need to maximize my statistical likelihood of success by filling in this gap in my knowledge. And so then next time someone asks you that question, you have an answer. Learning.
And people they don't want you to beat around the bush. If you don't know it, just tell them. And they're not going to like harp on you. Why? Why are they going to harp on you for it? There's no reason for them to harp on you. Yeah. But you know where you can progress.
You're not going out to sell. You're going out to be honest and have honest conversations. Anywhere you go, you can really tell someone who's kind of full of it. Yeah. It's like you don't know what they do. You never know what they do. They talk all the time, or they're very vague, and it's like, or they're being very cagey about their idea. And it's like, look, just if that's you, be more secure and confident in your own ability and your own idea, even if you are not so developed yet. Take it as an opportunity to ask questions, because last thing you want to be is that person who's just blowing smoke.
Well, you also don't want to be somebody who's going to conform to every conversation you have. Like, if somebody comes up and is like, I think you guys should include social media, and we're like, yeah, you know what? You're right. We should include social media. It's like, no. But we're very like, we know our ideology behind what we're including and what we're not including. Yeah. And we're very methodical about it.
I always find those conversations an interesting time to like prod at the edges of our understanding of, for example, we're not going to allow social media on our phone. And they're like, you guys should allow social media. And instead of saying like, no, that's not our idea. Obviously, we know that's not our idea. Telling them isn't going to help us. No. What's going to help us is saying, oh, like within the context of a dumb phone, why do you think adding social media would be helpful? And they might be
their
like,
brains.
Exactly. And they might be like, oh, I use DMs all the time. And so then we would be like, oh, so really you don't care about the whole thing. You just want to still be able to DM people that you're connected with on the app, which is like a really good takeaway.
Which is something that we created it for. Ultimately, is like that was one of the things we were going after, which is why we're making some choices the way we are, is because of where we started. So yeah, you could either get upset and be like, get defensive about it, or you can know their understanding. Yeah. And then what do you do with the information? You productive, or are you gonna fight it? People are, and we've talked about this from the start, is what we're making is not for everybody. And some of the hard conversations are the people who are like, that's not for me. I'm like, okay, it's not for you. It's fine. And then they get offended because they think we should be making it for everybody.
It's just like best practices. Be okay with what anybody tells you and don't take it to heart. Like, find the way to make every conversation productive and enlightening for you. Because there's no point in getting defensive. Yeah. It's like, and if you're getting defensive, maybe you're insecure about your idea. Yeah. And if you're insecure about your idea, maybe you should investigate that